Hello. A few warnings before the video starts. This will be discussing things like dissociation and general mental illness, so if this isn't your type of content, feel free to watch a different video from my channel. This will also all be opinion-based, and is not me attempting to seem like an expert at the topic, so please keep that in mind while watching. Also, please keep the comments respectful. I understand if these topics can make you a little emotional, as I feel the same way. I want us all to be able to enjoy the video, thusly I will be deleting any hateful comments that aren't helpful or at least calm. Thank you for listening. I hope you can enjoy the video. Hello and welcome to my channel. Today we'll be talking about weirdcore, specifically weirdcore TikTok. I just want to note, the title of the video is a bit misleading. I don't dislike weirdcore, it's actually super comforting to me and is something I look at in my free time to relax. I just dislike how people handle it, especially on TikTok. I also, as shown in the disclaimer, suck at wording things properly. Anyway, on to my main gripes. Point 1, the characters. People make YN-like stories with weirdcore, because of this they will add supposed weirdcore-like characters. What I dislike about this is, they all look rather similar. It's either some fungus or animal, or a Gen Z outfit with some cloud, flower, or what have you as their head. I also just think it looks cringy as fuck. Point 2, the stories. What I dislike about this is, first of all, I just generally hate YN stories, but then again most of the YN stories I've read are cringy, so I guess it may just be me. Second of all, it seemingly defeats the purpose of weirdcore, as you focus less on the feelings it's supposed to invoke, and more on the overdone stories of a tyrannical character always named mother or some cliché story already done a million times over by movies or shows. I just think if you're going to have characters, at least break the mold in some way. I'm tired of seeing characters who all look like they were made by the same person. Point 3, the trigger warnings. This is the part where I may get very emotional, as I have a very negative view on how TikTok handles trigger warnings. They often put trigger warnings for dissociation on images related to weirdcore, which is not how dissociation works, and can mislead people on what causes dissociation. I have spoken to 2 friends of mine who suffer from dissociation, who I'll be keeping anonymous as it could reveal personal information about me that I am not comfortable sharing. I will also read out a definition I found of dissociation from WebMD. Causes of dissociation: trauma. You may psychologically disconnect from the present moment if something really bad happens to you. This is called paratraumatic dissociation. My 2 friends have also given their accounts of dissociation and what causes it. For sake of not confusing you, I'll use F1 and F2 to specify who I'm talking about. F1 has stated that when they dissociate, it's usually because of certain sentences related to their trauma, and not simply weird or off-putting images. This is because their dissociation is related to their trauma, as most cases of dissociation are. F2 has stated that their dissociation is from certain feelings. This is the most they could give, as they understandably struggle to describe the feeling. They have also stated the weird or off-putting images wouldn't cause them to dissociate. I am not attempting to invalidate anyone's experience with dissociation. I want to make it clear again that this is all my opinion. I think what they mean when they do trigger warnings for dissociation is actually trigger warnings for PTSD, as weirdcore could be seen as a way of visually representing traumatic moments. Though this is just my interpretation of weirdcore and not an official definition, it's also the fact that TikTok has actively used trigger warnings in an incorrect and possibly harmful way, making trigger warnings seem less serious. One example that comes to mind is food. Food is a common thing on the internet, and it is not our job to warn you. If the sight or mention of food actively harms you in some way, you should speak to a professional on how to heal from it. Not force others to bow to the will of some random internet user. I know that sounds harsh, I just never seem to have the proper wording for things like this, and it's things I feel need to be said. The internet is not for everybody, and forcing people to make it a quote-unquote safe space doesn't make you the hero. Just because there are /should be safe spaces does not mean the entire internet should be a safe space. Adults use the internet as well, and to force them to babysit another person's kid is simply unfair. Again, I'm sorry for the poor wording. But I need to get this all off my chest, as I've grown more and more tired of people misinterpreting dissociation and in turn making 𝗏𝗏𝗃 seem interchangeable with 𝗬𝗏𝗃. Now, on to my last point, which is a little lighter of a topic. Point 4, the music. While the music can be very interesting and can very much embody the feelings of 𝗏𝗏𝗃, the 𝗏𝗏𝗃 community suffers from music overuse. They will mainly only use the same 3 or so 𝗤𝗚𝗃 songs or slowed down Undertale songs. And while I love 𝗤𝗚𝗃 and Undertale, it gets annoying after a while. Anyhow, that's all I have on the matter. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed the video.